for our roundtable tonight, we wanted to do a little bit different things, and we'll see how well it works. I very much appreciate help from our council reps here, and especially Cadence and Isaac if they show up, or they've got some good things to introduce or at least to remind us of. And I've got, if you can see this uh, agenda up at the top, here's a quote from that I got from Brian Schul. He was an SR-71 driver back in his heyday. And I think that's an appropriate thought to keep in mind working with these young people about, I don't believe miracles, I count on them. And isn't it great when we can see miracles in the lives of these young folks that we help make a difference in? So that's helping us to do a better job at that is the what sees below that. And so we'll go ahead with Jen and have her do an invocation, and then I will lead us in some oaths and laws.
Okay, everybody, prepare yourselves in the manner of which you are accustomed. Our dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this evening. We thank you for the opportunity to be together for a roundtable, the opportunity to learn from each other. Father, we ask you to please be with those who are not with us, that you may look over them and keep them safe. We ask you to help us be inspired tonight, that we may go forward and help the youth in our respective organizations. We say these things, Lord, in the name of thy Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Jen. All right. If you would, since I'm the head cat herder tonight, if you would follow me in the law and the scout oath. A scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. And the scout oath. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country and to obey the scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. All right, now I do want to add a flag or a pledge of allegiance here. And those of you who don't like this, I guess, can excuse me. I have never liked saluting a flag that I can't see. So I will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, and we can salute a flag if you'd like to, or put your hand over your heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Got a lot of voices in the background here. Okay. Can I stop? There we go. I'll stop sharing here in the middle with you. Although it's typical to do this at the end, the way we're going to work this is to keep the chats or the breakout sessions open longer. If you want to chat in there, you can keep going. I hate to cut things off, but I don't want to have to break things off, have you come back here for a Scoutmasters Minute and a Safety Minute. But we'll do those right now and put them together. And so, Vaughn, you're still here. This was I shared this last week at our district committee meeting, but some of you haven't heard it, I'm sure. Quite a few years ago, our family was living up in Wyoming, and we were driving up to the from Smoot up to Grover to the council roundtable or the district roundtable. And it was in February, so that this time of year, and we noticed something you don't see very often. And this particular location right next to the highway, the snow was up to the top of the fence, and there were 3 horses in the pasture that was there, and they were walking on top of the snow. Ever seen snow hard enough for a horse to stand on it? That's something you don't see very often. And so we went past it and went up to our round table there, and they had a guest speaker where that was the annual meeting in February. And the speaker at that meeting was Vaughn Featherstone. Yeah, those of you who are LDS will know who he is. At the time, he was serving as the president of the Logan Temple and had been invited up to our roundtable to talk about scouting. And he gave a great presentation. After we were done, we left Grover and we're headed down to go back home in Smoot. And there was a three cars, ourselves in the back, then another car, and then Von Featherstone and his wife in front. And they drove into a bank of fog. And then the middle car that's in front of us slammed on his brakes. Lights came on and he stopped. And we got out and to see what was going on. And there, all over the road, was the top of a car, broken pieces of windshield, mirrors, uh, and a mess, but no car. And we were kind of baffled at what in the world happened. We could see an accident happen, but as far as we could see, there was no visible car. And Vaughn Featherstone was driving, went through that fog in and hit two of those horses that walked over the top of the fence and were out on the road. Cut the horse's head in half. He died right there. The other horse was put down when the sheriff got there. And we were still pulling our head out. What happened? Well, come to find out, when Von Featherstone hit that horses, it knocked him out. But he didn't relax. He just went stiff. And you guess where his right foot was? On the accelerator. And down the road he went. I don't know how fast they were going, but very fast. And that it was several miles that his wife was steering while he was unconscious before she got the car stopped. And that was quite an experience for my wife and I. And it makes you think, what is your future? What's going to happen? And don't drive into snowbanks at full speed. Slow down when you go through them. So there's or fog banks. Find a message in there that's applicable to you, your family, and your scouting units, and learn from their example. All right, let's see who is on the agenda next. We wanted to get some council folks here just to say hello and whatever else they're doing, and especially where it's the first of the year, thought that would be appropriate. So on the council website, Brett Sutherland, you are up first, and Alan Endicott is on deck.
Thank you, Jeff. I just my camera's not working tonight, so I apologize for that. But I just wanted to thank everybody for being here tonight. It's so wonderful to see all my great friends, and I'm just couldn't be more excited about 2025 and all of the activities where I get to see you in person. And I look forward to that. Please make sure to say hello. But I just want to thank you for the great work of last year and for all of the wonderful things that will be done this year. Thanks for the wave from one of my friends there. But we're going to have a phenomenal 2025, and I don't want to steal any thunder from Jeremy, but we'll go from there. But it's just been very rewarding. I'll let Alan tell you maybe about a few of the successes from last year, and go from there. But have a wonderful evening, and thank you for being here, and thank you for all you do. Alan?
Thanks, Brett. I appreciate all of your good words and the good work that you do. So good to see so many of you. I consider so many of you to be good friends, and it's just terrific to be here and be involved in scouting throughout our great council. A couple of things that have I wanted to highlight for you. Last year we ended with 3.35% growth in membership in the council. That's no insignificant issue. In our territory, about half of the councils grew, which means the other half probably didn't. And a lot of them, their growth was 0.25, 0.67%, and we grew about 3.33%, which is no insignificant amount. And much of the success we've seen in membership is due to the great efforts of many of you. who have helped your units be able to have a quality program so that people want to join. So thank you for all the good that you do there. I will tell you that if you're wanting to go to camp, you probably should work on signing up, whether it's a Cub Scout day camp or a Boy Scout camp, or if you're wanting to send your children or your grandchildren to EF Hawaii, those programs are signing up and filling quickly. Last year, we camped in some fashion or another, 28,500 plus participants. That's a big number. It's more than Philmont and the Florida Sea Base combined. And I can tell you that space is filling. So remind your people to sign up, do it soon, so that they can experience one of the great summer adventures that the Crossroads of the West Council offers. The third thing that I'll highlight very quickly is the council started a podcast. Episode 2 just broke, and it's I can see her smiling. Lorna Kosai and a great group of people are highlighted on this podcast with the topic of scouting for food. So Jeremy tells me you can find the podcast at any of the providers you probably like for listening to podcasts, Spotify and many others. Just type in Miles of Impact in the search and you'll find the podcast, and you can enjoy listening to it. We do a new one at least once a month, and it's a great way to learn about things that are going on, or to maybe learn some new programmatic things you hadn't thought about. So take advantage of the podcast. Once again, thank you all for being here, and I hope you have a great scouting month.
All right. Thank you, Alan. And I don't know if you could take 10, 15 seconds, you or Brett, and talk about the new adjustments in area or territory boundaries.
Well, it's not too hard. We were added to the Territory 1, so we're in the Pacific Northwest area. We're the farthest council outside of the home base of that one, which is in the Portland, Seattle area, and we're happy to be there.
So, all right, thank you. Yeah, a pretty big territory if you look at what the western boundary is. I think we go all the way to Korea, somewhere like that, if that's correct. All right, Lorna, enlighten us about scouting for food.
I will. Thank you. And thank you, Alan, for talking about the podcast. I'm delighted to be here with you tonight. Some of you know what I'm going to be sharing, others don't. And it shouldn't take too long, but we have a great opportunity coming up in 2.5 weeks with the Scouting for Food Drive 2025. Scouting for Food Drive, the main day of that is February 8th. We hope everyone here on this call will be involved in some way. The need for this food drive is great. And when I work with pantries, I do many things, and helping fight hunger in Davis County schools is one of them. I can tell you more and more people are needing food assistance, and they see that rising as time passes. So by this food drive helps us accomplish feeding the hungry. It also is a great promotion for Scouts. I love it when people walk into a grocery store and they say, "Oh, I didn't know we still had Scouts in Utah." Many of us have heard that, and we are alive and well and growing, as Alan said. So it's a great visual reminder, and it also gives our Scouts an opportunity to serve the community in a wonderful way. So those are some of our objectives with this. Important information for you to know. I've got like 4 or 5 key types of players in this, and everybody has their role. The units, everybody by the end of this week, please have your units assigned to the stores and or the Young Automotive. We'll talk about Young in a minute. and getting bags taken out in their neighborhood. So unit assignments, we really want every scout to have an opportunity to participate in this. So that's the units. In the stores, we are working in all of the Smith stores in the state. And there are some districts who've made arrangements to work with some other stores, which is fine. But the Smith stores, every Smith store should receive a contact from a scout adult and be thanked and reminded that we will be there on the 8th of February. And we do have the approval letter. I've sent the approval letter out to all of the food drive chairs, so they have that. Then there's the food pantries who are regularly helping people. All the food drive chairs have a list of the food pantries in their area and what stores would be giving food to which food pantries. That's all laid out for you. It's real important that every one of those food pantries gets a communication of some type, either in person or by phone, to make sure they will be ready for the food drive on February 8th. They will need to be taking containers to the stores for the shoppers that the scouts will visit with on the day of the scout drive. And then some of those pantries will pick them up and the National Guard will do others. And that's all spelled out for you. The next group is our neighbors. We have bags that have been made up as we have done in past years. And we're asking every scout unit to have their scouts have the opportunity to take a few. You decide how many bags. We've had requests for more bags from some places, which is great. But we really want them all to have the opportunity to take bags around the neighborhood and go pick those up on the morning of February 8th. And then we have our sponsors. We have tried to simplify the drive this year from past years, so there isn't as much involvement directly with our scouts and the sponsors, but it's important that you know about these places. And if you frequent these places, please thank them. So Arctic Circle is a sponsor, Red Hanger, Bank of Utah, and Young Automotive are 4 sponsors that we have. Also, we have Yesco putting signs up from Logan to St. George. Yesco will be putting signs up about the drive for us. So those are the players. And then main things we need you to get to your units again is the bags. Bags should be distributed amongst their own little neighborhood, not everybody, but their own neighborhood, and picked up on the morning of the 8th. And we prefer that those bags be taken to the pantry, not to the stores. We don't want to fill the containers at the stores with the neighborhood bags if we can avoid that. So please get them to take that. And if groups are going to be at the first shift on the store, get a parent to take them over to the pantry or something. Handouts. You will be getting from your folks little handouts to give to shoppers in the stores. So bags are for the neighborhoods, handouts are for the stores. And those are things that the scouts can give to the shoppers when they ask them to donate something for the food drive when they come in. Also, for the containers in the stores, the scouts will need to make signs. And that's in the Guide for Success that I've sent out. And you'll hear another thing about that in a minute. So they'll need to make signs. So there's bags, handouts, and signs. And then patches, please, if you've not ordered patches for your units, please get on the Scout website and do that so that they can get the patches that have been ordered. They're really nice. And then at the end of this week, a training video will be sent out. A link to that will be sent out. Jeremy at the district office and Josh have helped us put this together. It's done by scouts. We went down to Lehigh and we have 3 brothers who put this training video together that introduces them to the food drive. It gives them some suggestions on how to approach shoppers. I have found that some of our scouts aren't quite in their comfort zone when they're approaching shoppers and asking for a donation. So hopefully this will help them be a little more comfortable and grow in that way. So the training video will be coming out, and please let's get that in front of every group of scouts so that they know what to do and feel involved and more comfortable on that. By the end of this week, we really want all these contacts to be in place. That way we've got time to take care of any glitches or gaps. I want to most of all thank you for your help with this. This is a really important thing, as I said, for the community, but also for our scouts. It's great. I would encourage everyone here on this call to go visit at least one store on that day, if not more. My husband and I love going around visiting the stores and thanking the scouts and talking to them. But please find a way to do that. Take pictures of them, send them into the council, and thank our young people for what they're doing. So I want to thank you. I'm available if you have questions. I'm going to give you my phone number, 801-631-3218. That's my number. I will be available and answering phone calls as if you have questions. Look for the guide for success. All the food drive chairs have those, as well as the contacts for the pantries and in the Smith stores. I am working with National Guard for those in Weber County, Davis County, and most of Utah County. I have met with them regularly. I have another meeting with them Thursday, and we will have everything all lined up. They will be starting to come to the stores at 2 o'clock. So please staff your stores from 9 to 2. And then if you can have someone stay till the food is picked up at the stores, that would be wonderful. I think that's it. Thank you for what you do here, but most of all, thank you for what you do for our young people. I love being able to watch you in service and as role models for our young people. When I was director of the Bountiful Food Pantry for several years, I got to work with many Eagle Scouts, and it was great, just wonderful. We have a wonderful program, but we have miles to go before we sleep. So lots of work still to do. I don't know if there's time, Jeffrey, right now for any questions. I'm glad to take them, but I don't want to take more of your meeting, and you all can call me or email me. lornakosai@gmail.com is my email.
All right. Thank you for coming here tonight and for the work you've done that you just mentioned. I know these things don't just happen out of the blue, so I appreciate your help. All right.
My pleasure.
I asked Jeremy to come and tell us about the camping for this year, opportunities for your youth to go to camp, as well as your youth to work at camp, and vacancies and needs that we have to staff our camp. So Jeremy, I assume you're still here?
Yeah.
Excuse me, Jeffrey.
Yes.
Thank you.
Sorry, Jeremy. My name is Paul Vernay, and I put a question in the Q&A area pertaining to the scouting for food. Could it be answered, please?
You got
It's
that
regarding the
uploaded?
bags. How and when are we going to get the bags? Since we're like 3 weeks out right now.
Paul, you'll be getting your bags and your handouts from Stacy. She's got those. And so if you go ahead and reach out to her, she can get that for you.
Thank you.
Bet. Well, Jeffrey, thank you so much for the opportunity to be here tonight. I want to thank Lorna, who was just talking about scouting for food. Lorna is an angel. She puts in hundreds of hours to this, and she's very good. We're lucky to have her on the team. I want to talk to you quickly about the 13 of our 15 camp facilities that we're going to have open this year. This summer, we're going to be offering 5 day camp opportunities for Cub Scout packs. We're also going to be offering 8 weeks of week-long scout camp for folks at Camp Typhy, Camp Hunt, Camp Lowell, and we're throwing in 4 weeks of backcountry treks up on the Teton Crest Trail in Grand Teton National Park. Now, for a Scout Council to have a relationship with the national park, it is rather unique. So we are excited for those opportunities. As Alan said earlier, we've got lots of folks signed up for camp. I'm a numbers guy, so I wanted to share with you guys that we have right now 21,000 folks registered to attend our camps this summer. Now, our goal is 30,000 folks. So if you do your math, that's 68% of our goal. And we're only in, what's today? The 22nd of January. So we're well on our way to hit that. We are excited. As Ellen shared earlier, our campsites are filling up. Our days for day camp are filling up. We're not going to turn anyone away, but I would encourage your pack, your troop, your crew to be looking at those opportunities and jumping on that. Jeffrey also wanted me to talk about camp staff opportunities. Now, as I'm looking out here in the digital audience, I am seeing some of my favorite people, many parents, moms, dads of some of our camp staff members. In fact, some of the people on this call, they work at camp staff as well. So each year we hire about 350 to 375 folks to fill our various camp staff positions. We've got 3-week positions, we've got 8-week positions, and some of our camps even go up to 10 weeks. So if you know someone 14 and older that may be interested in a summer job, send them over to utahscouts.org/camp staff. Again, that's utahscouts.org/camp staff. They can apply online. Our camp directors only have about 60 positions left to fill. So of that 375, only about 60 positions are left to fill. So if you know someone, encourage them to do it quick. Those opportunities go from Memorial Day all the way to the second week of August. Now, I've shared many things with you tonight. I want to share one more opportunity for everyone on this meeting tonight. The council is going to be hosting its very first certified angling instructor training. Now, by the raise of hands or digital thumbs or hands, how many of you like to fish? We've got regular fishing, we've got fly fishing. This is an opportunity for you to get certified as a certified angling instructor by the BSA. It's in March and April, and the trainings are going to be on Zoom. So you can live anywhere in the council and easily access that training. It's only $10, and it's available for youth 15 and up, and of course, any adult. So you can get that information at utahscouts.org/CAI. Again, that's /CAI. I'm going to pass the baton to Cadence Church. I believe she's going to be talking about some of our NYLT courses this summer.
All right, Jeremy, let me change that a little bit and have
Yeah.
Jake go first. I'd like to have our 2 youth reps go last so that we can let them have the last word here.
I have some information for the scouting for food and bags. My husband went over to Smith's and asked them for bags, and they gave him a bunch.
This is Doug Kosai, if I can interject on that. We really don't want to be using bags that aren't the bags that are printed with the Scouting for Food logos and so forth on it. Regular Smith's bags won't help people in the neighborhoods understand what the reason for them is. So we're trying to discourage that kind of thing. You know, we're going to get you bags, so you don't need to worry about that.
Okay.
We've got the bags. We've been waiting for the flyers. We've now got those, so we will be getting those out. But you don't need to even think about distributing them until within a week of the food drive. So we will get those to you.
I wanted to update everybody on a couple of things. The membership and unit renewal, we had a page called Scout Pay on our council website. That no longer is there. If you were to click into Scout Pay, it would say this right here. All of the way that National now does unit and member renewals, we need people to do it in their system. And so we've taken away what we used to do, and that was mostly a help during COVID and whatnot. Now that, again, National's doing renewals the way they're doing them, there's no need for how we had it set up. We do have instructions for how you can do renewals and how to set up ACH payments. If you, instead of paying the 3% per transaction, you'd pay $1 if your unit can pay that way. Anyway, there's just some information there that I wanted you to know about, as well as in the membership and unit renewal webpage. It gives you lots of info there if you need help for those that are still working to recharter. And then real quick, wanted to do a shout out for our jerky kickoff. That will be Monday night, 6 p.m. Via Zoom. You can get the information on the council calendar or through the jerky webpage on this website. All right, thank you.
All right, thank you, Jake, and the rest of you. Cadence, have you joined us?
Yes, I am here.
Ah, wonderful. There you are. All right, tell us about NYLT.
Okay. Well, NYLT, for you guys that maybe aren't familiar, is National Youth Leadership Training. This year, I have the opportunity to serve as the youth course lead for our June course, and I'm super excited. But I kind of just want to go into a little depth on what NYLT is and why it's beneficial for, I think, any scout. NLT has literally been described as the premier leadership development experience, and it's been designed specifically for scouts, um, so that they can start building the skills that they need to work towards their goals and work towards being senior leadership in their troops. My personal experience with NYLT, I started as a participant in 2020, right as it had been introduced into scouting. And it was great. I loved it so much that I came back and staffed, and I've staffed for the past 3 years, and it's just been a great experience every single time. But I can personally attest to the leadership changes that your scouts will go through and their character development that they will see, that you will see when they come home from their summer at NYLT. Um, it's based on servant leadership and the Scout Oath and Law, and it's just a good step towards problem solving skills, team building skills, the servant leadership building within your scout. And I think if you know anybody in your troop, I highly, highly, highly recommend that you help them sign up and get on their journey to NYLT. And if you have attended, I would totally recommend signing up for staffing because you learn so much the second time around too. So if anybody has any questions for me, I'd love to answer them.
All right, thank you very much.
Sure.
And last year, I addition wanted to invite our lodge chief to come and tell us about the Order of the Arrow in 2025 in our lodge, and makes me think about the wonderful experiences I've had as an OA advisor. It's, I think, the most rewarding experience I've had in scouting. And so, Isaac, if you're still here, let us know what the OA is up to.
Yes, I am still here. Thank you for having me on. Like you said, my name is Isaac Brower. And I have the amazing pleasure of serving as Lodge Chief for the Amadeo Lodge over the course of this year. And really quick, for anyone that doesn't know, the Order of the Arrow is Scouting's National Honor Society. So we recognize honor campers from troops by having them be elected by their fellow troop members with the requirements of being first class and having 15 days and nights of camping. And we will take them through an ordeal and induct them into the Order of the Arrow. And then we focus on, there's 3 principles that we focus on in the Order of the Arrow. It's brotherhood, cheerfulness, and service. So we like to make friends, we like to be happy, and we like to serve people. And it makes for a fun time. Some of the best friends I've ever had are friends that I've made in the Order of the Arrow. And it is just so much fun. Each district in the council has a chapter advisor and chapter chief that run the Order of the Arrow side of the chapters. So, and I know that some of you on here are chapter advisors, but it is very fun, and we have a goal this year to get as many unit elections as we can, which is where we come and we elect people from your unit to become members of the Order of the Arrow. So everyone here should be getting reached out to from a chapter advisor or chapter chief sometime over the next year. And I would ask you to please be receptive to them and have the election so that we can reach our goal of, we want to have 100% elections in our lodge this year. So please help us with this and have an election. Like I said, it is a lot of fun. We do many hours of service to the council over the course of the year. 3 of our biggest events are ordeals, where we spend a weekend. This is our induction weekends. We spend a weekend doing service for camps, and it is so much fun. I fondly remember my ordeal, and it's a formative experience for everyone that ever goes through their ordeal. We have so many types of experiences that we're able to have. Last year, we took 150 members of the lodge to Colorado for National Order of the Arrow Conference, and it was a lot of fun. I was able to go, and yeah, I'm really excited for this year. I'm very grateful for all of you and all the help that you guys provide to our lodge. And I would just like to say again, please help us out by having a unit election. If you have any questions for me, I will put my phone number in the chat so you can reach out to me. And if you have any questions, or if you don't get reached out to by your chapter chief and advisor, I'd be happy to answer any questions that you have regarding the Order of the Arrow or unit elections.
All right, Isaac, we'll assume he can do the chat. Thank you very much for coming on. I appreciate it and wanted to give you a little bit of time in the spotlight as well as Cadence. So appreciate you very much. All right, we'll move into our breakout sessions, and we plan to.
All right. Well, welcome everyone. A lot of familiar faces and names. Good to see or not see, but see your name at least on the list. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Michael Williams. I am currently serving as the Council International Representative. And we have a committee as well, an international committee here on the Council. And we are most welcome to anyone who would like to be a part of that. We want that's really our job, is to promote World Scouting. Corey is also a member of that committee. Sorry that she couldn't be here. I'm sure she would have been much more interesting. I found out on Sunday night that she was going to be traveling and got asked to do this. So let me get back over here to share. All right. So for those of you who don't know, the World Crest actually changed last year, and you may have seen that. So it's a little different than what you probably have on your uniform. I don't think those are available yet in the Scout shops. Could be, I haven't looked for it, but they kind of made a refresh of that after many years. But not significantly different, but a little bit different. So I wanted to show this picture. So a little, just some personal background on really why I love World Scouting. So on your left there, you can see a scout, which happens to be me. That was when I was 14 years old. I was a life scout standing at the airport at SeaTac in Seattle. That was getting ready to leave for the 15th World Jamboree, which was in just outside of west of Calgary, Canada. And the picture there on the right is of our gateway we were putting up there at it's Kananaskis country was where that jamboree was held, and was an amazing, and for me, life-changing event in scouting. Just 2 summers ago, had the wonderful opportunity, picture on the left there, that is my scoutmaster, John Mans. He was our World Jamboree Scoutmaster. So that picture was taken 40 years after we went to that jamboree. Or doing my math right? Anyway, that was up in Montana, where he was living. And the picture there on the right is of our troop, of Troop 220, was out of the Elks Lodge in Bountiful. And he came and spoke to the scouts about World Scouting, and shared some experiences. But what a wonderful opportunity to be able to gather again with him 40 years later. That's quite something, and neat to be able to be in touch with him. But I just share that because of just the feeling and the importance of World Scouting and the opportunities. And by the way, as we're going along, let me see if I can look at the chat. If there's anybody that has questions, this is not just me yapping here, but certainly want to have input, and so feel free to jump in at any time. Okay, that web address is probably the most important thing I can probably share with you tonight, other than my witness of the importance of international scouting. But that website, so that's Scouting America website, but that has really everything that we're going to talk about tonight is there. There's calendar there. There's information on World Friendship Fund. There is information on the upcoming World Jamboree. Joda and Jody, if you're familiar with those, Jamboree on the Air, Jamboree on the Internet, another annual event that takes place. This particular, in this year in 25, that's October 17th to the 19th. But again, go there and you will have all the information you could ever want. It's got information on the awards that are available, International Spirit Award, which there's categories for Cubs, for Scouting America or Troops, has all sorts of opportunities, as well as the International Scouting Award that adults can earn. So important website right there.
Yeah, that's my goal, is to earn that award. It's mostly because it's purple.
Hey, it's a pretty good color. Love it. It's an awesome thing. There's not very many of them that are awarded. I was just able to award one to Stuart. Oh boy, his last name just escaped me. Anyway, awarded that to him last kind of fall, and it was a really neat thing. But this map is just to show you there are 6 regions. And for those who may not be, probably most of you are familiar with most of these terms, but WOSM, the World Organization of the Scout Movement. So that's kind of the big overarching, that's what Scouting America is a part of, subscribes to. So there are currently 176 national scout organizations in the world, and they all fall into those particular zones, regions. Some countries have multiple. Italy's got 2. There's various different types of things, but 176. So think about that. And right now there are over 57 million scouts and scouters in the world. For those of you who may be members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and happen to see the youth kickoff video that Elder Uchtdorf was a part of, you may have noticed some of the youth in scout uniforms. Hopefully you didn't. Hopefully you noticed, and then saw some world crests, and it was kind of fun to see that. But a lot of schools in the Asia Pacific area, a lot of countries, I should say, participate in scouting in schools. So that's what some of those children had their scout uniforms on. I was like, all right, way to sneak that in there. We're looking at about 2.7 billion hours of community service in the World Scout Movement, 16 million service projects. And they kind of keep track of all of that in what's called Messengers of Peace. Messengers of Peace was revamped just last year. Again, going to that page at scouting.org/international, you're going to find all the information you could ever want on Messengers of Peace. This is a little short 4-minute video I'm going to share with you. Oh.
Created over a decade ago, Messengers of Peace is a flagship initiative of World Scouting, which inspires scouts around the world to take action in their communities by contributing to peace and sustainable development. Scouts, doing what Scouts have always done, are creating a better world with simple actions that impact their local communities and the world. Messengers of Peace is an international program that builds excitement for service projects for the betterment of oneself, the community, and the world overall. This is the impact that the Scouting Messengers of Peace initiative has had globally in its first 10 years. Messengers of Peace projects must touch on at least one of these three dimensions. Projects that help a community as a whole or reduce need or conflict. Impacting a single person or group. Projects that have collective results. Projects that our Scouts are already engaged in can simultaneously be qualifying Messengers of Peace projects. Becoming a Messenger of Peace is easy. Just follow these simple steps, then submit your project to your Council's International Representative or Council Messengers of Peace representative. Anyone, any age, can become a Messenger of Peace. In addition to instilling a spirit of lifelong service in our Scouts, when they are acting as Messengers of Peace, they are building excitement for service projects within their units and are promoting a positive image of Scouting in the US and globally. They are building the strength of the BSA's image both at home and within the context of the world organization of the Scout movement. The Messengers of Peace initiative helps enrich our broad BSA programming. By participating in Messenger of Peace projects, our Scouts continue the journey of living the values of the Scout Oath and Law, and join other Scouts around the world who are living out Baden-Powell's vision of a worldwide youth peace movement.
We are Messengers of Peace.
So again, as was mentioned, we've got Poland coming up in 2027. A great opportunity, and I saw Neil. I just hopped in the chat there for a second to see what was going on. But talking about the Scout movement, again, going to that international page again with the calendar there, you're going to have lots and lots of info and opportunities to learn about all the different types of activities that there are. So look to that, reach out, talk to people around. Lots of people would be happy to share their experiences with you.
Michael?
Yes.
Where's the calendar?
So on that, the scouting.org/international.
Okay.
And let's see here. I can jump over to that. Okay, hopefully you're seeing that now. So there's that international page, and you can see right here and then right at the top, international events calendar. And that'll take you in and give you some, so for instance, here's the Scout Mood in Portugal, July and August of this year. International Jamboree's got the National Jamboree that's listed for next year. Poland has its own. I don't think I've got that called up anywhere. No. but there is, if you just go out and do an internet search on jamboree2027.org. Jamboree2027.org is the Poland website. So hop over there and take a look. One opportunity to share with Scouts. Now maybe I can preface this or just remind you of what, Baden-Powell's or Pole, if you want to say it, it's the British, talks of scouting being an opportunity to bring peace to the world, which is part of, for those who are familiar with Kandersteg in Switzerland, where it was supposed to be a jamboree, year-round opportunity, and a neat chance. But in the Scouting Heritage Merit Badge, you've got lots of opportunities to learn about those histories and the history of World Scouting, starting, of course, in 1907 with Baden-Powell and Brownsea Island, and lots of neat chances to share with the Scouts. But being able to help our Scouts, our young men, our young women, to see really how small the world is and how alike they are. I've been able to go to 3 world jamborees, and I had my younger son went to one, but he got to make some friends and some Brazilian Scouts, and obviously Scouts from all over the place. But just helps them see what really how similar we are to one another versus the differences, and how exciting to be in the arena and just see all the Scouts and Scouters of various ethnicities, and you see the different uniforms, and neckerchiefs are a much bigger thing in scouting outside of the U.S. In fact, often a lot of places the Scouts and Scouters just wear their knickers, and just go out in their whatever their clothes are they happen to be wearing that day, and throw a necker on. But I just wanted to put in a plug for Scouting Heritage Merit Badge, because that can be such a great opportunity to introduce Scouts not only to Scouting America and the history there, but really to World Scouting and to the movement around the world. So this was me in 2023, I believe it was. This is in Dublin, Ireland, with a little, and this right behind them, that's the Scout House. So that's actually their meeting place there in Dublin. But I got to spend a little time with this particular group, and just what an awesome, wonderful opportunity it was to do that, and again, just to get to know these Scouts, and just have that brotherhood and sisterhood that we have, and again build those bridges of understanding. But what a wonderful opportunity. Had to throw this picture in. So my son is there on the right, and I'm there on the left. This was actually in Christchurch Cathedral. We are Baden-Powell Fellows, so got to meet the King of Sweden there on the right, and the Prince of Luxembourg on the left. But a neat opportunity. And again, lots and lots and lots of different opportunities to do things and to meet people, and just discover neat things around the world. Let's see, Zook. Sorry, I just saw your hand up.
Sorry, I'm trying to get my phone permission to use my mic. I was actually driving a couple of Scouts to volleyball practice when your presentation came on, and they both asked me, so we can get this award as well? I said, well, yeah. And then your video kind of mentioned, would they just email their application to you and Corey? You mentioned that you're the council's international rep, so would you be handling that?
Yeah, so for the International Spirit Awards, those are just kind of taken care of on the local level. But the International Scouters Award does come to the Council International rep to sign off on. And then Alan signs that as the Scout executive, and then they can either be presented, on someplace you like, or they'll do it at the council recognition event as well. So.
And the international award is the same as the Messenger of Peace, or is that a separate?
No. Yeah, sorry. Messengers of Peace is a different, and this is an old ring. I mean, this one's from 2019, but they've got different colors for different things. So you can earn that as an individual. You can earn that as a unit. So all that info can be found there on the scouting.org/international.
Okay, thank you.
And I'm not up to date with the new. They've changed a lot of that. Like I said, that was revamped last year, I believe, and so I can't really speak to that because I just don't know enough about it. But all the info is on the page.
Michael, can I jump in?
Please.
Regarding the regarding the Messengers of Peace Award, I recently had 2 of my scouts earn the Messengers of Peace, the second level award. There's a Messengers of Peace award, which is done individually. There's a Messengers of Peace Champion Award, which is done with your unit and with invited guests. And there's a Messengers of Peace Ambassadors Award, which you do with if you join up with like a company that helps you, right? Like you at the Forest Service or something like that. So in my opinion, any Eagle, and we should probably I'm on the international committee also. I think any Eagle Scout project is eligible, and the scout, the Eagle candidate and his unit should be able to get at least the champion award and the unit award. It's not that difficult to earn. There are manpower and hour requirements to earn that award, to earn that particular award, the second level champion award. But any Eagle project should meet that. Zook, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me or anybody else that has my number, that has my email address.
And
does anybody have any questions
Sorry,
about
Paul.
it now that I can answer? Because I have, like Michael said, he is not quote unquote educated on the new system. This is recent for me, so I've done these 2 projects within the last year. But again, if you have an Eagle candidate, no brainer, and it's pretty prestigious to see them awarded that at their Eagle Court of Honor. In addition to just getting that, I mean, it's pretty cool. I thought it was pretty cool when I awarded them.
See, Dave Chapman, you've got your hand up.
Yeah, wanted to just share with you guys that my ship actually had an opportunity to go abroad in April, and it was quite an experience for the not only the scouts but also the adult leaders that attended that. We were able to meet with scouts, not just scouts registered through TAC, but also scouts that were there in England, as well as as well as in France. It was just a eye-opening experience for all those that were able to participate in it. And it's even simple little things like historical trails that we went on that were identified for historical awards and things of that nature. Even those simple little things exposed us to a lot of the various cultures and provided us a depth and a perspective. I already had that. I grew up in West Germany. That tells you how old I am. But it really gave people an opportunity to really get a understanding of what we really have here in the States, and what it helped reset a little bit of maybe entitlement of what we think we're entitled to. It really got us to see how much, how grateful we really should need to be. So like I said, it was a great experience. Any opportunity you get a chance to do international, I'm sure Michael and Paul and everyone else, and Corey's awesome. We got to spend a little bit of time with Corey over there. But by all means, if you get a chance to do it, it really is a life-changing type of experience. I see Michael shaking his head, so I'll go back on mute here.
Oh yeah, thank you for sharing your experience. Yeah, Corey's been to what I think Nairobi. I can't remember. I think she's gone twice. To do
I think
that.
it's Kenya, I believe. We went to Gilwell. We went to Brownsea Island. We also went to the Normandy Camporee. So we hit quite a few different things, and I've talked to a few different people. And if anyone's interested in it, please let me know about possibly setting up a Crossroads of the West kind of venture to Brownsea Island. Don't know if there's an interest out there or not, but by all means, if anyone's interested in that, please, contact me, let me know, and I'll see if I can't put together the contacts, and it won't be happening this year, but we'll see if we can't get something going for camps. There's something to be said about camping in the original campsite that Week Long got started at.
Yeah. Any additional questions or experiences that anybody would like to share?
Quick plug for University of Scouting coming up March.
I really would like to know, Michael, what's the cost? Like for you, your family, to go to all of these on a yearly basis? Like what's the
Depends what you're doing. The one thing I did not mention also, so down at Philmont at the training center. So I'm a Philmont ambassador in the council as well. So I've got to put my Philmont plug in. They do have it's called the International Scouting Annual Training. This year it is from June 22nd to the 28th. The conference is $415 plus housing. And so your housing, for those who may not have been to Philmont, you can anywhere from the tent to staying in a room at the villa is basically starting about $240. And like I say, and on up. But if you haven't been to Philmont, haven't been able to go to the training center, this summer will be a really good year to go. It's the 75th anniversary. There is just going to be an awesome summer all the whole summer long. So if you can't make that one, go to the Philmont page, take a look at all the conferences that are available, or I think they've gone back to calling it Silverados program, I think, again. Yes, the deluxe tents are good. I personally even like the little, what do they call it? It's basically a lodge room. You got your bathroom, you got a microwave, a refrigerator. I stayed in a tent enough years there that I kind of enjoyed the lodge room. But the tents are a neat experience. You definitely have to do it. Great restroom facilities, fun place. If you've not been to Philmont, go. It's an amazing opportunity. See, just looking at my notes really quick, I think, and just a final plug for the World Friendship Fund. We collect that oftentimes, and that's one of the things that for the Scouts to earn the International Spirit Award. That's one of the things that they do. And you know what? That could be $1, that could be $1,000. Whatever that is that they make. To put towards that, and you're able to just do that you set your an account up or so that it interfaces with your bank on the Scouting America website, and then you can just put all that money straight into the through the BSA, or excuse me, through Scouting America into the World Friendship Fund. So they've made it really easy to get those donations into the place that they're supposed to be. So with that, there's no other questions or comments. I guess we can either you can call it a night or go back into the main room. Yes, John.
Michael, just one quick question. Next month, in the coming month, I'm teaching citizenship in the world. And, the last requirement is they can do 2 of the following 6. And one of those options is participate in or attend an international event in your area, such as an ethnic festival, concert, or play. Give me some ideas, or any of you. I don't know if our kids would want to go down into Utah County or Salt Lake County, but what would be things that would be simple, that would be a good international thing? Any ideas?
Where are you at?
Up in Cache Valley.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. I wonder if Utah State's got any sorts of things. I mean, I know like out West Valley's got, they've got that, and I forget what it's called, but they often do, some of the, Tongan or Samoan, Polynesian events there.
Well, I guess Utah State would be a good first contact just to see. Byron, did you?
Yeah, actually, so I have a student in our program. If I could tell a 30-second story, I was in the Air Force for 27 years and took my scout uniform everywhere I went. And so I've been to, 7 National Scout Jamborees and 3 World Scout Jamborees. But when I was in Korea, we would always partner up with the largest U.S. troop, and from the Far East Council would partner with some of the scout troops. And had this wonderful young lad who always talked about aviation, and he got his Tiger Scout equivalent. Well, I retired from the Air Force and came here to Utah State. And a couple of years into my program, a boy stands up in the back of the class with introductions. "Hey, Professor Barron," as my call sign in the Air Force. He goes, "I've got a picture of you and I in scout uniforms." So I had him come to our troop and do a presentation about Korean scouting. He came to a PAC meeting and did it as well. He is still here at Utah State. And so, him and I, he's kind of a shy, quiet kid, but he brought his scout uniform and he has it here with him. And when you said that, I'm going, we actually should have done something like that. Have this international scout come talk about what scouting is like in Korea. It's much more disciplined and regimented, as you can expect. I mean, they all wear full uniforms. It's a really neat experience. But I was going to Taiwan a summer ago, and I'm going to the World Scout Jamboree. And as I contact one of my friends to get a ride from Yongsan down to the Jamboree, lo and behold, who's standing out on the street to load the bus? But Chung Jo Kim's parents. And so here again, a nice little reunion because of scouting. And so I'm one of those lucky guys that got to do a National World Scout Jamboree in the same year. And Michael, I text you. I don't know how message you is. I would love to join the international committee and help promote scouting. I've got all kinds of connections and just a joy to be part of scouting. But John, we should talk and see what we could do. I gave a presentation last year at Roundtable about jamborees. And
I remember
awesomeness. I mean, I think it's a great opportunity and I support all the folks' excitement about the jamborees. It's just a wonderful opportunity to see the worldwide scout movement.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, it's a good idea. I'll touch base with you when we meet again. Thanks.
Yeah, and yeah, like I say, the more the merrier. I don't know. I was trying to see if I could save the chat. I don't know if it's going to let me
just
do
copy
that,
and paste it all. If you copy and paste it, you can do that. Hey, has anybody heard anything about another Vanguard Vision Conference for 2025? I haven't seen.
Neil knows.
Yeah.
Hey,
Neil. Actually, I'm about to send out an announcement to everybody. We're moving that to the fall this year. We have far too many conflicts in the spring, and with University of Scouting moving a couple of times, we had to jump down to the fall. So it'll be right before a general conference in the fall. So I'll be posting something on that real quick.
Good.
Thank you.
So michaelwilliams.scouting at Gmail, if you didn't see it. Happy to, yeah. And again, I mean, the more the merrier. We'd love as much help as we can get, because really that's kind of really the main focus of the committee, is just trying to promote all of these things and get these down to the unit level, so that people are aware of them. Oftentimes, people just aren't aware. And, when you tell somebody, hey, there's 57 million scouts and scouters in the world, or even the number of, you say Scouting America is one of 176 national scout organizations, and just helping our scouts see how much greater, what they are a part of.
And on a separate note, last year at Camp Typhi, there were 3 international scouting troops that attended that camp. If you see somebody, just go up to them and introduce yourselves. They're really great. Most of them are government workers from Utah that work in like I believe one fellow was in one fellow knew Mark. He was from Mark's Council. He was in New Delhi. There was another fellow from Zanzibar, or one of the Z countries in Africa, and another one Zimbabwe. I'm sorry, Zimbabwe. Another was from Central America. So I mean, they're regular guys. I mean, they put their leg on one leg, put their pants on one leg at a time, like we do. So go up and talk to them if you're, just like Michael did or Baron did in Korea. They were just regular Joes.
It's fun. I mean, that's my worldwide scouting family is, it's never big enough, but yeah, I mean, friends in, Malta, UK, Hong Kong, just, scouter friends all over the world. And it's just really a neat thing to be a part of, to share that. So any other questions, comments, anybody else with any other thoughts, things they'd like to share with the group?
Thank you, Michael.
Thanks for a great meeting. Appreciate it.
Wasn't as good as Corey, but and Corey's got some awesome stories. She's had some really neat experiences. So if you ever get a chance to talk to Corey, ask her to share. So
I had a great time at the 2019 World Scout Jamboree, where I was in charge of a major project across the entire event, and that put me in contact with folks from all over the world, and it was just absolutely amazing. Such good people, all want to do the right thing for youth across the world. It was really fantastic, and we got to compare programs and uniforms and all sorts of things. But any chance that you have to sort of extend that brotherhood of scouting, it's a beautiful thing.
Amen. Yeah, really start pushing, Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I don't have video. This is Trevor. Just commenting on Scout. I grew up in England, and occasionally, especially in Eagle Court of Honor, I'll make a special presentation to the person who's earned his Eagle. I'll give him a British coin. And you know the story about, excuse me, sir, may I help you? Oh, can you direct me to? And stress that he was simply doing his good deed for the day.
Yep.
And whatever the reward, the amount of money offered, it was enough to surprise this certain businessman, because the scout obviously wasn't that well off. So anyway, just a thought to carry. I've been at a few scout meetings there in England. I grew up in England, and of course I've been to Gilwell, and there was a big day camp going on when we were there for a whole bunch of Cub Scouts from the Leicester area. Anyway, keep on scouting, keep it a worldwide thing, and make sure that the boys know we're doing it for them and not just for us. Take care, folks.
Thank you. All right, everybody. Well, I'm going to head back into the the main session. Thank you for your participation.